everybody. We are starting this new series on YouTube on the So Daily Network called So Daily News, where we just talk about sewing news pretty much.
It's my favorite.
Yes. We are going to cover what's going on in kind of the sewing community that's getting us excited, specifically on SewDaily.com as well. What courses are going live, free thing. We always have something free going on, so we want to tell everybody about it, and just kind of launches and everything like that. So welcome to our new little series where we just check in with each other, and hopefully we'll bring on guests in the future and have this just a monthly rundown, as you say.
But yeah, there's so much to talk about this month because it's September, which means it's National Sewing Month.
Yes.
It's the best month of the year.
It is 100% the best month of the year. I mean, I got married in September. My birthday's in September. It's National Sewing Month. And it's pumpkin spice season comes to Starbucks.
Exactly.
And I had my first pumpkin spice latte. It's the best.
And I don't know about you, but I feel like September, like even like a couple degrees dip in temperature, and I'm like, ooh, fall sewing. I mean, I've heard from so many people, particularly on Instagram, that the end of summer just I got a little blah, and I wasn't feeling super inspired to sew. But as soon as that temperature dipped, I could feel it, and I have so much sojo right now. The first being that after our last episode of Sew and Tell podcast, which will be launching soon, later this month, we talked all about organization. And I just spent a long weekend cleaning my sewing space. And that probably was part of the reason I wasn't feeling super inspired to sew, but now I am ready to go. And I'm heading headlong into 90s sewing trends. I mean, I think that they've been hanging around for a little while in the general public, the fashion industry, seeing them in stores definitely. And I think that we've seen them in little bits with pattern releases and things like that. But I don't know, whatever it is, I'm ready to make flannel shirts, baby doll dresses, rib knit everything. I'm just gonna dive deep.
I know. I bought some flared jeans over the weekend too.
Nice.
So that was great. I'm so there with you. Yeah, that's so funny. It was right when we stopped recording that episode, you were starting to clean as we were still on our recording, and we ended it, and then you're just digging through fabrics, and you just did not stop.
I didn't stop. My kids helped me. I rearranged everything. I bought some more shelves. I painted stuff. I painted stuff.
You painted stuff.
But now I am excited to be in my space. And sometimes that's half the battle, when it comes to sewing. You got to be in your sewing area, near your sewing things, and be happy and want to hang out. That's it for me anyway. If anything's going to happen, I have to just be in my sewing space a little bit.
Oh, for sure.
Well, let's talk a little bit about everything that we've got going on this month, because we have so much stuff. Over on SewDaily.com, launching this month, I'm so excited about our Sew Quick and Easy Volume 2 collection. Meg, you have been with this thing from the very beginning. You've developed the patterns. You've coached it along. It's just about ready to launch. It will be launching this month. Tell us a little bit about that collection.
So the idea of Sew Quick and Easy, easy patterns to sew. We want to get people who got sewing machines during the pandemic to step into garment sewing. The first volume was really, it was little playful designs and super easy and really fun. And so this one, we wanted to kind of take it up to elevated basics, kind of a basic, almost capsule collection. So there's kind of the wardrobe staple with a twist. And I think we can both say that our favorite pattern we're both actually wearing it right now. It's just like a t-shirt, but it's just like the best t-shirt pattern. I just love it. It's just how the sleeves fit, the cropped, and like the neckline's good. I just love this t-shirt, the Trinchera t-shirt that was created by you, Amanda. So I thank you for contributing that. But that's one of my standout favorite patterns from the collection.
And I would say, you know, these collections are geared toward beginners.
Yeah.
This one's a little bit more challenging because it is a knit, but anybody can sew these patterns. I've already sewn, I think, 5 Trinchera t-shirts. I made myself one that looks like the version in the collection with these little contrast sleeves.
I love that.
I've done some solid ones, and the one I'm wearing is actually a little bit 90s inspired. I've got a cute little peplum on the bottom.
Oh, I love it.
And it's definitely a favorite of mine. I'm also kind of obsessed with the Collins wrap culottes. That's another favorite collections. And I believe that was one that you designed, right?
Yes, it was. I just love I'm wearing my Nini culottes right now, and they're kind of inspired by that, just kind of loose, but it has a slit down the front with a curved line. And I did just some fit tests when I was developing it, and kind of those muslin fittings, I've been wearing them all summer. Like they're perfect for a beach cover up too, and they're so fun, and I love it. You really get the sense of the style when you walk, and that's what I love sometimes about, you know, I guess fashion and garments. It kind of comes to life when the wearer, you know, moves around, and when you're sitting too, so you can still sit. It kind of like falls open on your legs even when you're sitting, so it's really accessible for everyone who wants to make it. So I do love it. And there's also undies. High-waisted undies in the collection, and there's a wrap skirt with gathering, and there's a camp shirt, which is so cute. It's just like, I just love it. It's like I want to just fill it with like patches. It's so like campy. It's very cute.
I love it.
And it's free. Did we even say that it's free?
I don't think we did. These are all free. Like go grab them all. They're all free. Sew them all. I'm going to.
6 patterns for free. You just enter in your email, and you also get a chance to win a sewing machine. No, one of 2 sewing machines, correct? And and I think so I mean, that's great. And we'll include links to everything in the description of this video as well.
Yes, absolutely. So I love it. I'm so excited to see so many people, interested in sewing after sewing masks, do this next. Like garment sewing is totally doable. We'll walk you through it. And if you made everything in this collection, like that's like your fall capsule right there.
Oh, totally.
You'd be good to go. Just start there. And if you've been hanging around the Sew Daily Network YouTube channel, you have probably seen something about Stitch Lab, which is kind of my favorite thing going right now. It's our new series that covers essential techniques, fun experiments, the occasional fail, usually by me. But we have so many good ones coming out this month. If you haven't watched the one with Nora Stanta-Ford, we talk about buttons. And then later on this month, we've got applique. We're gonna talk about knits. So again, if you're new to sewing knits and you want to tackle some of the projects in Sew Quick and Easy, watch that episode. There's a ton of great tips. We have a special secret guest joining us for that. And we'll cover everything you need to know there as well. We've also got a super busy month with the Sew and Tell podcast. We are back to our regular recording schedule. So we've got something new coming out, it feels like, all the time. If you haven't listened to our recent episode with Days for Girls founder Celeste Mergens, please do. It's the focus is sewing for charity.
Yeah.
If you are a mask sewer again and you're looking for something new and different to do that has a positive impact, think about Days for Girls. It was such an inspiring episode. And I know you were inspired too, Meg.
Yeah, no, I reached out as soon as the episode finished. I reached out to the Toronto, each city, you could research and find if there's already kind of, I forget what they're called, like
are they teams?
A team,
Yeah.
where you can get involved. And I was saying how we had Celeste on the podcast, and she's like, "Oh, actually, Celeste, when she came to Canada for a trip, I hosted her, and she stayed with me. Isn't she the best?" I was like, "Oh, I know." And so I'm working with her to get involved. And yeah, that I loved that episode. Definitely one of the tops favorite for me.
So yeah, and coming up, we'll be talking about storage and organization, which was the episode that sent me on the wild studio change everything up scenario. And then later this month, we have unpopular sewing opinions. And I am really excited about that one because I think I have a lot of unpopular sewing opinions.
Yeah, I think I do too.
But I mean, the point is to kind of break down those barriers and make sewing accessible. We all break the rules in our own little way, and it's usually okay. Usually.
Yeah, there's always so many different ways to get to kind of an end solution or and there's no like one right way, there's so many different things to do to achieve the similar technique or result or garment or whatever. So
exactly.
Well, that one will be fun. I'm excited.
It'll be so fun.
Yeah.
And we also have a sew along going on at sewdaily.com, and we've got I think until the end of October for that one, but it's the Belford backpack. And I don't know, I like the occasional bag for like a palette cleanser, especially if I'm doing a lot of garment sewing. Every once in a while I want to make a bag, especially I think the change of seasons is for me, like you want a new bag. This one's I'm such a backpack fan. And the original design for this was sewn up in this amazing velveteen from sewvintagely.com. So it's got that like kind of instant fall appeal because it's so textured, and it's also kind of upscale. If you make a bag in kind of a textured fabric, I don't know, it mimics more for me like what you can find in the store. And it's just, I don't know, it feels rugged, but also a little bit refined. Like it's a really great backpack. It's also pretty, it's pretty quick to sew, which is always a plus for me.
And Sadie, who films Sew Along, she breaks it down and she's such a lovely personality to watch and engage with and learn from. So super
she's
fun.
She's a great teacher.
Yeah. And well, actually, speaking of kind of leaning into our next thing, she was a guest in the new season of Style Revive. Is actually coming out at the end of September. And the theme of this season is the Style Revive challenge. So I really challenge myself every episode doing things that I've never done before. I've never tie-dyed a t-shirt, and this is my first tie-dyed t-shirt. And we had Bianca Springer, Thanks I Made Them, kind of guide me through tie-dyeing, and Sadie talked me through doing some accessory updates. I had this cool pillowcase, and she helped me land the idea of turning it into this like kind of clutch with boxed corners, so it has structure. So and cool. It's really fun. Every episode has a guest, and there's a whole episode on making my little bunny something. So there's lots of bunny content.
Got the bunny content.
Yeah, get the bunny content. So yeah, so much going on.
We have some really exciting courses happening on sewdaily.com, because again, kind of keeping with that like back to school theme, I feel like, I don't know, I feel rededicated to like learning new things and sewing, because there's always, you can never know it all. Like there's always something new to learn, and we've got some good things going on Sew Daily this month.
Oh yeah, like if you want to take the Burda, if you've been thinking about taking the Burda certification course, we're running that again. That's been one of our really strong course for so many years. I can't believe it's been since 2016. And then also we're running again the Serger Masterclass with Katrina Walker. And like we had her in an episode of Sew and Tell, and we talked so much about like she is truly a serger master.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
I think that's definitely one area where I'm interested in learning more. I'm slowly getting there and like going past my comfort zone of seam finishing and seaming knits. But but there's so much you can do on the serger. And Katrina breaks it all down, shows you so many stitches, troubleshooting, like you really dive deep, and she is such a good instructor. I think I actually might take that course. Like I need to.
I definitely need to. When it was first running, I was so busy, but again, the fall, it just something makes you want to learn a new technique. And you from the episode, you tried flat locking, didn't you?
I did
on one of the trincheras.
Yeah, it's not perfect. I still need to practice. I'm still working on building in practice time for my sewing. I'm like, big project, make a project, but I this one I should practice. It's a really cool. I don't know if you can see the stitches here.
I need to try that.
Yeah, it's a really cool technique, and I mean, I tend to go back and forth between my serger and my conventional machine. But there's a lot of hemming options. And this actually, I ended up trying it because I had a ready-to-wear shirt that had that finish. And I was like, I wonder what that finish is. So I did a little bit of research and finally tried it. And again, I need to practice a little bit. I'm gonna spend some quality time with my serger. But it's really, it's a neat effect. And again, I think I don't know, there's hemming knits is not my favorite. So any opportunity to make that easier and neater, I'll do it.
I know. I just looked at my shirt. I'm like, how did I hem this? I'm really a fan of this like stitch that's not a zigzag. It's like I'll include a close-up pic, but it's like
it's more of like a lightning.
Yeah. No, but I find it lays really flat. So I really like hemming my knits that way on my regular sewing machine, but I totally want to try the serger too.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the actual news out in the greater world of sewing. Meg, you're always really good about bringing us the trends for our Sew and Tell podcast episodes. And it seems like I've definitely seen a lot more things happening in sewing. We've definitely had some more pattern releases lately. Let's talk about some of the new things happening.
Well, it's no secret that I'm a huge fan, being in Canada too, about Blackbird. I love Canadian fabric companies. It's just, it's so nicely curated. And so when I found out that Heather from Closet Core Patterns was doing a core fabric store, which is so cool. And it's really focused on like eco-friendly, and there's dead stock, and again, it's based in Montreal. So I was so excited I haven't ordered any yet. I was going to at least go through some of my stash, but I've been eyeing it, and I can't wait to do an order once I've kind of gone through some of my stash. I'm kind of on a ban until January at least. Yeah.
It is so funny. I went through all of my fabrics when I cleaned out my sewing space.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I'm actually like, there were a bunch of kind of thrifted, like secondhand fabrics that I had found that just stick around in my stash. I didn't buy them for any particular reason. And sometimes they're a little weird, but I loved them in that moment. And now I'm just going to be taking them back to the thrift store. So I basically, I rented them for they just took up some space on my shelf, but it was so funny. I was like, now there's like clear space and there's like room on my fabric case. And then I was like, I kind of want to go fabric shopping, but I'm not going to. I'm going to work through what I've got. And then, maybe later this fall. I'm with you though. It's the fabric thing. It can get overwhelming quickly.
Oh yeah, because we're going to be moving in the coming months. So I no fabric buying until I'm in my new studio, and so I can see what I actually have to work with. And I'm kind of excited to just jump into some kind of like I really talking with Sadie too in the episode of Sew and Tell and Style Revive, getting in some home decor projects too. I'm just getting so inspired by like it's not that hard. Like I can get Jillian to even like unscrew it and then I just wrap it, it's and like making, I made a pillowcase and it's just kind of, I'm excited to do more of that for sure. And like I made a quilt on one of the episodes, like I want to make a quilt and like I'm so excited. Yeah.
I love that. I know home decor is usually the lowest on the list for me. But
Yeah.
every time I do it, and I don't know, I forget how awesome it is, especially, you know, when you're moving, when you're changing up your space, bringing in some new textiles, bringing in some more things that like feel like you. It's really pretty satisfying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And another, I'm a huge fan. You introduced me to Peppermint Magazine. Such great, again, a lovely free resource for sewing patterns. And I'm always checking back, and there's a new pinafore pattern. And
Yay.
I love it's like, it's so cute. I'm so into pinafores. I think it's so cute. I really want to make it.
Yes. I know.
It's called, the Milton Pinafore. And I love how they're doing a lot of collaborations with Spoonflower right now too. I think the jumpsuit that was recent was sewn with a Spoonflower fabric, and this pinafore is adorable.
Yep, I love it. I feel the same way about pinafores that I do about overalls.
Oh,
and we have a really great overall roundup on the sewdaily.com website. And I'll put that in the show notes too, because we just updated it with some new patterns, and I'm definitely feeling, I've got some overalls lined up for the fall.
Oh yeah.
I love them. I'm also really excited about the newest dress from Sew House 7. I believe it's called the Romy or the Rami gathered dress and blouse. And there's definitely, I mean, I feel like it's no surprise, still seeing those big sleeves, seeing lots of ruffles. It's definitely, there's kind of a romantic thing that's been around for a while. It was really strong this summer, and it's carrying right into fall. And I love this version of this trend because sometimes if you're making things that are kind of big and voluminous in more structured fabrics, like things that you kind of need for fall, like a little bit warmer for layering, they can get just kind of big and billowy. And I'm a total fan of that, but sometimes they just, you feel kind of overwhelmed and lost in all of that fabric. And I really like how the Romy is a little bit more streamlined, but it still has that volume and that drama. So really excited about that new release, as well as the Seam Work Mina. I think that was a September release for them. And I think I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, I do kind of want to make a baby doll dress or like baby doll.
I love baby doll dresses.
And I don't know. I feel like it has to be in the right fabric for me. Or maybe I'm just going to dive deep and not think about it too hard. But so that kind of inspired my hack of the Trinchera t-shirt. And I've got another one lined up in a knit, but I don't know, that for me, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about baby doll dresses. Come to me, 90s trends.
I love baby doll dresses. I made the one from the Antero shell. I just added like a little baby doll dress in linen, and I love that pattern. I added little bands to the sleeves. Oh, I know. I love a baby doll dress. They're just so comfy. I'm just like, I know. So nice. I love them. And I think even, like the hemlines, like not the hemlines, it's kind of like more of a empire waist a little bit, like bringing it. And when I was watching Bridgerton, I was like so in awe of like all of those waistlines were so high, and it was like all like kind of baby doll style. And I think it was very sweet.
That used to be my like go-to dress style.
Oh, really?
With that higher, like the empire waist. But yeah, I'm really throwing it back. Like I had a striped baby doll dress in 9th grade that I loved. And I'm just revisiting it, just bringing it back around, going to make a new one. It's kind of like a time warp, but I'm happy about it.
Yeah, I'm also kind of into like a dropped waistline too. I think the new pattern from Closet Core has a drop waistline. And I actually made for the episode with this tie-dye, I made a gathered skirt, and it's drop waistline too. And I'm liking drop waistlines now. It's just fun to play around like with it's just fun to play around with sewing in general. Like it's
fun to play around with sewing. But it's cool how like those little details can make such a big impact on the final outcome. Well, awesome. So many fun things happening this month. Yay,
So many.
September. Yay, National Sewing Month. Be sure to check out all of the fun things we have going on sewdaily.com this month. We've got a lot of free patterns.
Free patterns.
Grab them up. And if you haven't ever tuned into Sew and Tell podcast, give it a listen. We've got a backlog now. Like we've been doing this for a while, and we still come up with things to talk about, including some really great topics this month that you're not going to want to miss. So yeah, let us know how you're celebrating National Sewing Month in the comments. 90s or no?
90s, yeah.
Or no? Who knows? Let us know what you're sewing, what's inspiring you, if you've picked up any new patterns. And yeah, be sure to subscribe for all of the awesome things that we mentioned that are coming up later this month on Sew Daily Network. We've got a lot in store for you.
Yeah, and always tune in every month to the Sew New, or what are we calling this again? Sew Daily News.
Yes.
Sew Daily News. And yeah, I'm excited to do some more like recent, what I find in the community and what's going on, and we can just talk about it. And if you can comment with things that you like that are being released right now, or let us know what you're liking in terms of new releases or anything like that. Let us know in the comments.
I love it. This was like a little mini episode of the podcast.
It was
happening in real time. Of course, now I'm inspired to go sew.
Yeah, well, me too. Well, I don't have my sewing machine with me, so this is very hard.
Oh no, you can always hand sew.
I can. Oh, it's okay. I have so much computer work to catch up on, so I'll force myself to do that.
Well, have a lovely day, Meg.
All right.
A lovely day, Huggy Man.
Louie, say bye.
Happy sewing.
Happy sewing, everybody.